everybody? Welcome to our new podcast, The Virtuosos. I'm your host, Jules Houston, and I got my dearest friend with me. You can introduce yourself. I won't cut you off because you're your own person, so I'll let you get into it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Virtuosos podcast. I'm Damian Jolly. I will be Jules' co-host during this. We're really excited to be here with you guys. We think this is going to be something that we could use to keep entertaining. We love movies. We love TV shows. We love to talk about this kind of stuff. We are always watching something new. We're going to the movies damn near every week.
Yeah, it feels like it.
We're always at the movies, so we feel we can share that with you guys and keep you guys in the loop of what's going on as far as, what's the word for it?
As far as, just news in general. Like, I feel like in terms of, like, things that you might not see, things you may not think about, because our opinions are going to be different from your guys' opinion. Our opinions are going to be different from each other. We're always going to have different things, because movies are so perception-based, so opinion-based. So if me and him, we might like the same movie, but my scene is the favorite of his scene.
For sure.
His scene's not going to be the favorite of my scene. He might not, like, even, like, a couple weeks ago, talking about, like, oh, what's your song from Guardians of the Galaxy? And it's, like, completely different. I'm like, oh, I know. I feel like it was, like, a universal theme, but, like, it's never going to be a universal thing when it comes to any content, whether it's a movie, whether it's a play, whether it's a TV show, even a trailer, a teaser, anything like that. So our goal is just to be creative, and with your guys' help, with each other's help, we're gonna keep being creative. We're gonna try our best to be as consistent as possible. Like I said, we go to movies all the time, we got so much planned. We planned out so much ahead, and obviously that starts with you guys. Helping us out. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what you feel. What movies or shows you want us to watch, even if we may not like them. We want to be honest for sure. We don't want to be like, oh, we liked it. I'm gonna tell you guys first. Like, I'm pretty strict when I rank movies. I gave plenty of movies 7s. People thought were 9s. I gave movies 3s. People thought were 7s. So I think in terms of just being creative, it'll be very easy because I think we're both different minded. We're both obviously it's good to have people that are similar but different in many ways. So if you want to tell me about yourself, tell the people about yourself.
No, yeah, I'm 24 years old, man. I've been bartending for fucking 5 years now. I just love stuff like this. I feel like I've never had a platform to talk about movies, TV shows, even like video games, stuff like that. We play the game all the time, and it's cool to have that kind of thing. And we want to just bring you guys consistent content. We know it's such a popular thing now, especially since the pandemic and all that, where people are always, people are trying to get back to the movies now. Nobody wants to sit at home and watch streaming services constantly, So it's cool to see the movie industry kind of come back, and hopefully we can get you guys involved more with that. We want you guys to be able to go to the movies and give your opinions on it. We want you guys to give us feedback. Do you like these movies? Do you like these TV shows? How do you feel about it? And that's what I think is the best thing about this podcast is the opinions. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to be different. I don't feel there's ever going to be a time where everybody could agree on something, especially in this area. So that's something I'm just really looking forward to with this.
Yeah, and it's just as simple as we see content creators on TikTok, on YouTube, and they're going to these premieres and all that. That's a dream. Just to be around the actors that you love and grew up watching, and they make you laugh and they make you feel emotional, any kind of thing. And it's if you walk in to these premieres and you see an actor it seems like his name is not the greatest right now, but if you go walk in front of The Rock, and it's yo, The Rock, hi, my name is, and he recognizes you, oh, I've seen your content, I know who you are, that'll be something that, that's the pinnacle right there. That's, meeting actors and giving interviews and being next to them, being, with the creative minds that put together this content out for you guys, whether it's a TV, like I said, whether it's a TV show, movie, plays, whatever it is, it'd be nice to just get next to the right people and interview them and get understanding how they feel and what actually the process is. That's what I really would love to see happen.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with you 100% on that. That's the goal, man. Obviously, we want to take it little by little, but that is the goal. We want to be able to be around these actors and be around these directors and these producers, and even other podcasters, man. People blow up all the time. I know some very popular podcasters that talk about this kind of topics, you know what I'm saying? To be around them, to see their process compared to our process and grow off of that is always going to be good. You can always find ways to grow no matter what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I just couldn't imagine going to a red carpet premiere.
Literally,
Going
like,
to
being
any
on
type
a
of
red
movie
carpet,
premiere. I
like,
mean, I just couldn't imagine meeting some of these actors. You know, either whether they be the biggest actors in the world or they'd be small time actors.
Exactly.
These people are still making movies and are making magic.
Yeah.
So
literally,
for that
yeah.
to be involved in that is just a dream in and of itself.
Yeah, literally. Like, it's crazy to think, like, who would have thought that the actor from Anthony Starr, what he would be.
No.
Like,
yeah.
imagine meeting him in season 1. Like, you met him in season 1.
Yeah.
And, like, now he's, like, one of the greatest villains in TV show history. Like, I don't knock anybody. I don't knock any actor. That's commitment. That's, like, that's a tone their body, tone their mental, everything. It just, everything that they put into it is important. And, like, I feel like the way we view movies and TV shows might help you guys view it differently and why we think that way. I don't want to just say, like, oh, this wasn't good and just gloss past it. I want to tell you guys, like, why I thought it was bad, what I expect in movies. I'm going to try to be as consistent as possible with how I rank movies, and obviously, and I have my own ranking system, which is different from anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to IDMB, they're going to have something completely different. I might have something completely different, but nobody's more, like, everything's an opinion. So, like if somebody said they didn't like this part, I might have loved the part because how I look at it might be different how they look at it.
And that's something I really want to touch on too is obviously we would love you guys to like our reviews, but never take our reviews and think, oh, this movie's horrible because we didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want you guys to hear that we didn't like this actor, we didn't like this movie, this TV show, and be like, oh, I'll never watch that. Opinions are so different. I'm telling you right now, we definitely don't want you to just go and not watch something just because we talk bad about it. We want you guys to at least give a chance on it. Like, I stopped caring about reviews a long time ago because I've seen some movies that were rated horribly by IMDb, were rated horribly by Rotten Tomatoes, and they end up being good. So, I mean, you definitely always want to take that chance. Even if you don't want to spend the money in the theater, wait for it to come out on streaming. There's other ways to view the movies, you know. So we definitely don't want you guys to hate anything just because we don't like it.
Exactly.
You can always come back from that.
Yeah, take the chance. You know, you never know what you'll like. You know, it's plenty of, like I said, if you don't recognize the actor, recognize like the style. Even like 2 weeks ago, we went, or 3 weeks ago even, we went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's talking about this show. Damien's talking about the show is Yellow Jackets. I'm like, I'm just telling him like, all right, like first I'm just like, all right, I'm hearing him, and I'm like, nah, it's good. I can't even explain how good it is. And I'm like, if you can't explain how good it is, then like it has something in there has to have intrigued you. And like I'm watching the show. We'll get into it like further down the line, like our whole review of Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
But just like is the work in there, and then the setting, the tone, the feeling behind everything, the thought process that you go through as a viewer, and the thought process they have to go through as even as actors, not even as the characters that they're playing, like the mindset they got to get into, like all of it is just, it's great. Like and then I never watched a show like this. I never really thought I would like a show like this, and I watched it. I'm just like, I can't stop watching it. And like I'm up on Friday mornings watching it, like yo, you gotta watch the new episode. And he watched it before me, and I'm like up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Cause I had a daughter, and she wakes up at 8. I'm like, we about to watch Yellow Jackets, and I sit her right next to me, and we watch Yellow Jackets for an hour, and I'm just like, it blows my mind, like how good these shows can be. Like, and I would have never thought to watch that show even by seeing a preview.
And it really just how it happened with me is I just stumbled across it, man. Like, it started slowly popping up on my TikTok from their account for people reviewing it. I'm like, it was just the same thing. Like, it kind of looked weird. It wasn't something I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe I can get into it.
Maybe, but
I kind of just sat down one night. I ran out of stuff to watch, and I was like, you know what? Let me at least give it a try. Man, I've not watched that many shows that have hooked me off the first episode the way that show hooked me off the first episode. You know, that show caught a rare magic. I'm very picky, especially TV shows. Movies I could be a little bit more lenient about because you're only spending a couple hours with the movie.
Exactly.
You're spending, with TV shows, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours,
close to 10 hours
for a season, you know what I'm saying? So when a show is able to capture magic like that and keep you enthralled in it, you really can't beat that, man. I mean, I caught it at the end of season 1, so I had to wait a little bit for the season 2 to drop, but it is definitely probably one of the best TV shows. I definitely can't wait to get into a review down the line.
That's gonna be fun.
That is going to be a very good episode for you guys. I think that is just something, there's so much to talk about, so much to discover. The acting in that show is brilliant for, 95% of it, The way they manage to do the things that they do is just awesome. So I definitely think you guys will like that one. That's what I'm looking forward to.
So yeah, guys, that's mainly what we're doing here. We're reviewing, we're previewing, we're giving you lists, grades, whatever. But like you said, our opinion is not law. His opinion is not law. Even if we talk as it is, it's like that's just because we're passionate about what we're doing, and that does not mean that we are the end all be all. That doesn't mean somebody else with a million subscribers is the end all be all. Nobody can tell you what you want to watch. Nobody can tell you what you think is good. They can tell you why they think it's bad. You can tell them why you think it's good, and that's just because movies and TV shows and the perception of everything is just so broad. And in terms of like, all right, if you like it, yeah, I like it. Do you don't like it? I like it. But to actually get into it, that's hours and hours of conversation we can talk about for every little thing in it. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you good content every week.